The truth about BMNR's share offering crash. Hey guys, TJ here back with another video. So some pretty crazy news just hit on Monday. So we're going to talk about it. I wanted to kind of do some more research on exactly what happened to kind of give you guys a more comprehensive video. A lot of different people have different mixed emotions when it comes to the latest news about BMNR's direct share offering. They raised about $365 million at $70 per share. We're going to talk about it, but to quickly share with you guys my thoughts, I really believe that this is extremely bullish. And we're going to talk about it a little bit in depth here. Not going to put the video on for too long, but like I said, if you guys enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to address the misconceptions about what took place on Monday. So the reason why BMNR crashed, okay, it was down about 10%, right? Pretty big drop. It looked like it was headed towards $70, which is my price target for the end of September. Be sure to check out my video on my BMNR September price target video for you guys out there that are kind of trying to figure out how we are moving in this bull market. But this was a market-wide sell-off, okay? If you take a look here, Ethereum was down big as well as Monday. So Ethereum was down 5%, over 5%, and BMNR was down 10%. So we all know that BMNR is basically levered Ethereum. So usually when Ethereum dumps, BMNR is going to dump further. And that was triggered by over $1.8 billion in liquidations. I myself too, I got liquidated trading Ethereum features on Coinbase. Okay, I got liquidated as well overnight. And basically it says over leveraged crypto traders were liquidated out of nearly $2 billion in one of the year's largest market flushouts on Monday, and what some analysts blame on technical factors rather than weakening market fundamentals. More than 370,000 traders, myself included, guys, have been liquidated to of $1.8 billion over the past 24 hours, according to CoinGlass. The majority of positions had bet on Ethereum, and Bitcoin, while altcoins also got hammered across the board. Okay, yeah, so I got liquidated on Ethereum. I was one of them. Like I said, I buy futures and perpetuals on Coinbase for usually Ethereum, and then I try to take the profits and roll them back into Bitcoin. But the interesting thing is that I think a lot of people misunderstood what Tom Lee did over at BMNR, guys. Okay, so Tom Lee, guys, he's one of the reasons why I even invested in Bitmine in the first place. I think he's brilliant. Okay, he also has a brilliant technical mind as well. So it could be that perhaps, management saw the stock price ticking up. They know that the demand for Ethereum treasury companies is massive, and Bitmine is the largest, guys. Okay, Bitmine currently holds over 2.4 million Ethereum. They're the largest by far. Okay, way more than double the next largest competitor, which is Shark Gaming. And each share holds about $37 worth of Ethereum. Each share holds about 0.0088 Ethereum. So literally, that's the number that we really want to be focused on. Just like when it comes to MSTR, you want to focus on Bitcoin per share. We want to focus on Ethereum per share and make sure that that number is going up. As long as the Ethereum per share is going out, then all of these deals are accretive. Okay, so let's kind of break down this deal. This is really bullish, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. The first reason is that it was a market liquidation on Ethereum that caused the drop. It wasn't necessarily this share offering, because this share offering is accretive. So let's quickly break it down. So they raised $350 million and selling over 5 million shares at $70, but they also sold the warrants. The 10.4 million warrants is really where we need to be focused on, because a warrant is a really, really powerful tool that institutional investors use to really multiply their gains on a stock or a company that they're bullish on. So let's quickly go over what a warrant is. So a stock warrant is a contract that gives someone the right to buy or sell a security at a certain price before a specific date. It's a type of derivative similar to an option, which is a financial contract that derives its value from an underlying asset. Stock warrants are an advanced investing strategy, meaning they may not be appropriate for most investors. So let's talk about how they work. So warrants are derivatives that companies issue to give investors the right but not the obligation to buy company stock at a particular price on or before the expiration date. American warrants allow the investor to exercise at any time on or before the expiration date, while European warrants allow the investor to exercise only on an expiration date. Okay, so BMNR is an American company. So this is bullish because these warrants are going to expire on March 22nd, 2027. So the institutions that bought these warrants are allowed to basically sell them at a profit as long as BMNR stock is over $87. Guys, this is extremely bullish. Remember, institutions think a lot differently than retail traders think. Okay, retail traders were obviously more short-term based, right? We have short-term obligations like paying our mortgage, paying our rent, buying food, taking care of our family, paying for school tuition, whatever. So usually a lot of you guys watch this channel, you want to make money during Q4, obviously. But institutions are allowed to kind of zoom out and think more long-term, and they're willing to take this bet of buying the shares at a premium to get access to those warrants because they believe that the stock price is going to be way over $87.50 by March 22nd, 2027. So this is extremely bullish, and this is what we want to see. Guys, I trusted in Michael Saylor. He made me a lot of money by buying MSTR stock and just believing in him and his management team. And I have the same way of thinking with Tom Lee. I don't think Tom Lee would have done this to hurt us. I don't think he would have done this to stop the stock from going up, because it's really important to understand, as he said, quote, institutional investors have told us Bitmine remains the only large cap U.S. stock to give investors direct exposure to Ethereum. Our August chairman's message resonates with many investors who see the compelling super cycle for Ethereum as Wall Street moves to embrace and build upon this blockchain. It's so important to understand the power law and the fact that with 2.4 million Ethereum holdings, all of the money that is sitting with institutional investors and venture capitalists and hedge funds, they're going to be focusing on BMR. If Ethereum pumps, really what this needs, what BMNR needs is it needs Ethereum to pump. So Ethereum has been strong, guys, okay? It's sitting at, strong support of like $4,000. It's been selling off a little bit. I think it's going to run higher. Bitcoin started to recover, as you guys can see here. So this would be, this is not financial advice, but this would probably be a good time to accumulate. What I ended up doing is I ended up taking some profits on my November 21st calls that I was holding at the $105 strike price. I sold those on Friday and I bought back into them yesterday, because I really believe that this deal, this share offering was accretive, and it's just going to add more fuel to fire. Guys, over 2.4 million Ethereum. This is insane, okay? Nobody is ready for what's going to happen to Ethereum this cycle. Many people believe that Ethereum is going to break out just like Bitcoin did back in 2017. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But I do know that I'm hodling. I haven't sold any of my shares. I'm simply just taking profits on those options when the price gets out of hand, and then when the price cools off, I'm buying back in. That's my strategy. So like I said, guys, the truth is nothing is wrong with BMNR. There's no reason to panic. There's no reason to freak out. This is just a great opportunity to buy more shares at a low price. And we're simply doing this because of the first mover advantage, because BMNR is the strongest company. We'll see what happens. I think as the stock price heads over like $80, $100 as we creep more and more into the end of the year, I think we'll probably see more deals like this, more institutions that want exposure to Ethereum, but they don't want to necessarily buy it through an ETF. So that's bullish for BMR. So guys, I think it's great. We need to stack as much Ethereum as possible. Follow the MicroStrategy plan. A sailor over there at MSTR, they just figured out a way to get as much Bitcoin as possible, and then the market realized what was going on, and that led to rosy valuations. I think the same thing happens with Ethereum. I think getting as much Ethereum as possible before the price breaks out over 5,000 is the #1 goal now. This is like a short-term, short-term pain for long-term gain. I think that's really the best way to think about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope I broke it down as good as possible. Check out my previous video, my September price target video. It's still $70, and I still maintain a $420 price target by the end of this cycle, which should probably end for Ethereum probably sometime in late December, January, February, depending on historical trends. So you guys enjoy my channel, smash the like button if you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, subscribe. We'll be making more video updates, try to keep these as short and as helpful as possible to help make you guys money with BMNR in this current Ethereum super cycle. So that's all I got. Until next time, guys. Take care.